Okay, so for today, the focus is going to be on synthesis and transformation using connectors for addition. Okay, so I think I've seen some of your work, and I would say, Caden, I think you did really well for your synthesis. I think you got all correct. Yeah, that's very good job. And only I think a few questions in grammar MCQ which you've gotten it wrong. Yeah, but otherwise I think everything was quite okay. Okay, so few rules. I think for Caden you're new, so I think you're doing a good job. Basically, you are supposed to turn on your video, which you've done. So, and also to name yourself as your real name. Okay, and at the same time, please remember to mute yourself because when you have like background sounds, okay. So Rakshan, I might have to mute you. Because if let's say everybody were to turn on their audio, then it might disrupt the class because then there will be a lot of background sounds. Yeah. So that's basically the house rules. Now, if Caden, you need to ask a question, you can always click on the chat function and type it in. And sometimes occasionally I'll just have a look at it and get you to, and share your responses with the class. But if you have an urgent question to ask, like a burning question to ask, you can actually click on the raise hand function and I will just give you the permission to speak. Okay. Now, of course, if you need to go for a toilet break, okay, I will not stop you because I understand that you need to answer nature's call. So you can always go for your toilet breaks. And then if let's say of course I don't expect you to be going like more than 2 times within a short span of 1.5 hours. Okay, so let's be reasonable here, right? All in all, it's really just to be respectful to everyone here because it's a cyberspace, but we just have to respect each other. Okay, now next we're going to start with our grammar MCQ. The first question, I think both of you, I think both of you got it wrong, this one. Gary is the what of the twins? Now, if you think about twins, there are 2 of them, right? So when it comes to all these adjectives, of course, we'll cancel out D because there's no such thing as more young. Okay? So now this one, young is an adjective. Younger is a comparative adjective. Youngest is a superlative adjective. Right? So of course, if you're talking about 2, then it's definitely using comparative adjective. Because when it's comparative adjective, we're comparing 2. Okay? If it's just young, we are actually describing 1 person. Now, if it is youngest, it has to be 3 or more. Okay? So since it's twins and there are only 2 of them, therefore the answer is younger. Okay, Gary is the younger of the twins because you're comparing 2. So therefore, the answer is B. Any questions with this? Yes, Rakshan.
But there is the in the sun. It means but longer there must be then after the comparative thing.
Okay, but the thing is because we are using articles here as well. Good point. You're asking because usually after younger, there will be a then because you're comparing, right? For most cases, yes, it is like that. But in this case, because there's an article, he is the younger of the twins. So we can actually phrase it this way as well. Okay? Yeah. Okay, now next question. Between Snow White and me, I think a lot of you got it wrong as well. Now, again, Snow White and me.
Who is she?
Yeah, because there are also 2 people, Snow White and me. So who is fairer? Right? You don't necessarily always have to have a then behind a comparative adjective. So who is fairer? The devilish queen asked the magic mirror. So who is fairer? The answer is C. Got it? Yeah? Of course, you see, who is the fairest of them all? Some of you might choose A because of, if you have watched the movie on Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, then maybe because that's the reason why you chose the fairest, because it's a very famous phrase. They always say, who is the fairest of them all, right? But in this case, it's between Snow White and me. Okay, of course, fairest is a superlative adjective. Fairer is a comparative adjective. Fair is an adjective. Yeah. So in this case, who is fairer? Answer is C. Any questions with regards to this? No? Okay. Okay, then it's okay. Yes, Kaden? No? Okay. Now, next question. These apples are quite what compared with those you bought yesterday? Now, this is also kind of special. Hmm? Are
Sweeter.
quite sweeter? No, actually, this quite. Okay, this quite is a determiner, and determiner usually precedes either an adjective or a noun. Okay, now of course, what is it?
See, I got it now.
I can't hear you clearly, Rakshan. What do you say? It's B. Oh, B for boy, is it?
No, A. A for
A?
apple.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. This one, okay. So, sorry, this one quite is actually an adverb here. An adverb tells you a bit about the verb. So the verb is are. They are quite, what are they? They are quite. So quite tells you a bit more about the verb, right? So they are quite, adjective is here, or noun. Usually it's an adjective. So in this case, actually all of them are adjectives except for last one. Last one is an adverb. So this is out. Okay, sweetly. She sang the song sweetly. So that is an adverb. It tells you a bit more about how she sang the song. So D is out. Let's think about A, B, and C. Okay, A, B, and C, all these are adjectives, but of course they are different adjectives. This one is just a simple one. This one is comparative, and this one is superlative, right? Comparative. Superlative. Okay, so in this case, these apples are quite sweet. Yeah, it's just quite, no, it's not B, sorry. It's A. They are quite sweet. Okay, we don't say they are quite sweeter compared. It's they are quite sweet compared with those you bought yesterday. Yeah, so they are quite sweet. So it's two separate I would say two separate clauses altogether. So these apples are quite sweet compared with those you bought yesterday. Are we good? Yeah? Any questions? Okay, let's move on. Okay, now next question, you are supposed to rearrange the words, right? His grandparents live in a what house in the village? So which one should come first?
Lovely.
Is it a lovely? Yes, very good, Kaden. Lovely is an adjective. Okay, lovely, little are all adjective, but brick is not. Brick is actually a noun. Okay, so it usually adjectives comes before a noun. So it should not be like noun, then adjective, adjective. Okay, it should not be adjective, noun, adjective. Because why does adjective comes before a noun? Because an adjective describes the noun, right? So this one is adjective, noun, adjective. So adjective always comes before a noun. So therefore the answer will be A, because this is the noun at the back. And then the two adjectives that describes the noun are in the front. Okay. So it's lovely little brick house. Answer is A. So sometimes you really need to know the sequence of your words and the standard, how the sentence, what is the sentence structure going to be like? Okay. Any questions? Yes, Kaden? You have a question, Kaden?
Like if you put like sometimes you read the question, it doesn't make sense. Like this, like D, right? If you put D, then it will be, his grandpa live in a lovely brick little house.
Yeah, correct. It just doesn't make sense. There are certain rules that encompasses the English language. You do need to follow those rules. And a lot of times we do have a lot of still traditional but useful grammar rules as well. Yeah. So we do have to follow the rules, the grammar rules that that makes up our English language. Yeah. Okay, now next question. I'm really excited about going to the water park. I think the rides are going to be exciting or excited. Okay,
B.
so yeah, actually these two words, all of these words are adjectives. It's just what are you describing? So if you're describing emotions, then of course we use excited, right? And the rights are the subject. So you must always know what your adjective is describing. The rights are going to be exciting because excited is an emotion. It doesn't reflect on your rights. Your rights are not living things. They don't have emotions, right? So the answer is D. Any questions? No? Okay. So these are the answers for your grammar MCQ. We're going to move on to vocabulary cloze. I think the vocabulary cloze is well done. Yeah, I think most of you have gotten all correct. It's not too difficult because the words are quite different in terms of meaning. Okay, so if the words are similar in terms of meaning, then maybe you might have not gotten it correct. But I just want to highlight that for vocabulary cloze for PSLE, you do not have helping words. Okay, I think it's because you're only primary 4, so the vocabulary cloze that which we have set for you have helping words, but eventually you do need to get into the notion that there is actually no helping words for your vocabulary cloze passage. Okay, so that's that. Okay, there are a few things that you might want to just take note. Okay, let's just look at the passage first. The most important thing is that you need to know the rules. You are supposed to write the letter. Okay, now it's optional whether or not you want to spell out the word, but it is compulsory for you to write the letters. If you do not write the letters, you will be marked wrong. Okay, even if you spell out the entire word. Okay, so you have to be very clear about that. Yeah, so write the letters. Some students like to write letters and spell out the word beside. That's fine as well, as long as you write the letters. Okay. Okay, we are having a lockdown drill. I was hiding under the table and talking to my friends. It was an exciting experience for me, but I should have taken the emergency exercise more. Any volunteers?
Seriously.
Very good. Yes, it's more seriously. Okay, how should you have taken